We got anybody on yet? Let's see. All right, how you guys doing? You guys can see me or hear me okay? Back up a little. We're going to try to get through this. The weather's a little weird out here, so my internet's kind of been acting up. But like I said, I wanted to do my midweek check-in, see how everybody was doing so far. This is going to be the first midweek check-in for the month of May. So if you guys don't know, I'm Davin Jackson. I also run alphacybersecurity.tech, which is my blog site, DJax Alpha on Twitter and Instagram, and I am a cybersecurity professional, ethical hacker, penetration tester, security architect, blogger, content creator. I'm trying to do it all. So how you guys doing today? Okay, I'll get to that in 1 second. So what I wanted to do today is kind of give just do an update, see what's going on with people. Honestly, I wanted you guys to kind of step in and tell me what you're working on and how you guys are doing. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen right now, so that's fine. I can edit this out. So anyway, if you guys have been following me or subscribed to my newsletter, you'll see that I started a hashtag called the Month of Action, or hashtag Month of Action. And what I wanted it to be, or what I want it to be, is basically a place on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, where you can post anything that you're working on, any projects, any side hustles, any goals that you have, and promote it, or at least update what you're doing. Talk about your progress, your struggles, your setbacks, anything that you got going on. And this could be a place where everyone who follows that hashtag can kind of support, give advice, cheer you up, cheer you on. We all kind of need that, especially in this time. Um, Obviously, I don't need to kind of go into detail with what's going on in the world, but it's just kind of good to reach out and have a bunch of people, like a support circle, um, or a support group, I should say, in your corner. So I started this, as a way to kind of help motivate other folks, as well as motivate myself to kind of get projects done, work on, certain things that they wanted to work on, achieve certain goals, or achieve certain milestones that they, whatever it was, whether it's losing weight, getting a certification, doing some trainings, whatever it is. I wanted to use this month to basically be that month of action, and have everybody who is following along basically help and make it be like one place to help each other. So if you see me on Twitter just kind of spamming that hashtag month of action, that's because I'm trying to find different resources from different people who I follow, or other people are following through retweets or anything like that, to kind of help motivate everybody else who follows that hashtag. So I ask everybody who is here, if you are using it, thank you, and please continue to do so. If you're not, please start using hashtag month of action. Just, it's not a place, it's not like we're bragging. It's just kind of, if someone sees one of their peers or someone who looks like them doing something, it might be a little bit easier for them to kind of get up and start finding the motivation to move forward. So anyway, that's basically what the month of action is going to be about. Like I said, anytime I see it, I'm retweeting, and I'm trying to give advice or trying to give any type of words of encouragement. It's just going to be about all positivity the month of May. They say April showers bring May flowers. Well, I don't know about you guys, but April sucked for me, and it was my birthday last month. But I wanted basically to kind of go through everything that was going on in April and just kind of pick myself up. So, I used a couple resources and looked at a couple people and found the motivation with them to kind of get up. And I said, okay, well, if that could have happened with me, then let me also try to help motivate others and help others, and just do it from a genuine place. So, yeah, so that's basically what my goal is with the month of action. Just everybody work on whatever it is. Like I said, it could be something as small as getting up earlier, or going for a walk, or whatever the case may be. Post it. I don't care how big or how small you think it is. Post it. Like I said, get that positive reinforcement, get that positive encouragement to keep going, because sometimes it's hard. Like I said, when this quarantine first started, I was all for it. Like, yeah, you know what, go get her, just everything, just go after it. And then maybe a few weeks in, it just kind of got a little harder to do. And then, like I said, April came around, and it was a struggle. I was still able to do certain things, but it was definitely a struggle. So like I said, just follow that hashtag and just use that hashtag with whatever it is you're doing. Now, I got a couple messages last week, so thank you for everybody who has been watching these midweek check-ins and my videos on YouTube, getting up early and getting things done. Hey, listen, good luck with that, because sometimes getting up early is difficult, especially when you're working from home. You find yourself working late, getting up late, or the motivation isn't there. So more power to you, and best of luck. I would just say what works for me to try to get up early is obviously going to bed a little bit earlier. But even before you go to bed a little earlier, maybe about half hour, 45 minutes, like turn off the TV, turn off look away from your phone or turn on like that blue light filter thing, and that really helped me kind of get to bed sooner. I can't figure that out. Yeah, what the getting off the phone? Yeah, it's hard for me too, especially when I'm still on Twitter and doing whatever I got to do. It's difficult at first, but once you do it regularly, it's not a problem. And you know what's harder than doing it right? What's harder than that? Yeah, you know what's harder than that is keeping up with it. IT channel, how you guys doing? I just finished the challenge myself. I'm doing 7 live streams in 7 days in a row. Nice. I'm trying. I'm starting off with 1 a week. I'm trying to move to 2 a week. But I might need to talk to you, Roel, and then and see how you find the time, because I work, then I got my blog stuff, and then I got side stuff. I got a family to look after, but I'm definitely trying to get to streaming at least 2 to 3 times a week. Right now, is getting the midweek is definitely a challenge, especially because right now, if you guys see, I'm probably streaming on Twitter and YouTube, but I haven't found a resource yet that will allow me to stream on all social media platforms. Restream wants you to pay for their pro package to stream from Facebook, from your public page on Facebook. So I have to stream on Facebook and Instagram on a separate day, and then I have to stream everywhere else on another day. What's going on? We're in the same boat. Yeah, man. Listen, look, you definitely let me know how you do it. But yeah, like I said, that's what this is all about. That's what this month is. I want this month to be. I want this month to just kind of be, we can get together and start talking and whatever, whether it's talking shop, we could talk about something different. I got a full-time gig, side consultant, blogging, videos, etc. Let's links definitely. After this is up, send me a DM. So yeah, that's what. But like I said, I'm loving this right now. Like honestly, I'm kind of getting a little flustered just because it's just like, this is exactly what I envisioned when I wanted to start it. Just people just kind of talking and, like I said, bouncing ideas off of each other. And again, it's as beneficial to me as it is to anyone else, because I don't know everything, and I don't like to, I don't claim to know everything. So family with. I got 3. But yeah, so but like I was saying before, thank you to everybody who, has been sending me questions, whether it's through my blog or through YouTube, or here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Like I said, I'm trying to get back to as many. I want to respond to all of them. There are just some that I just won't respond to because, I mean, we've all seen them. I don't really need to give them any energy, but there's definitely a goal of mine to try to respond to as many. But a couple people had left me some messages asking questions, and I wanted to kind of go over a couple things. So last week, I don't know if it was last week's live stream. I talked about finding your why. And somebody had actually asked me to kind of go a little bit more in depth with that. So when I talk about finding my why, it's basically finding your reason to want to work full time, do a side hustle, have a blog, bring in multiple streams of income or whatever, or why you want to get up early in the morning, or why you want to lose that extra 10 pounds. And like I said, it could be different sources of motivation for different things. Like I said, mine will always be my family. My family will always be my source of motivation. The fact that I'm able to basically supply a life for my wife and children that I didn't necessarily have growing up, that's motivation to me. The fact that there are certain things that I may not have to worry about my son having to see at a young age, or my daughter to have to experience at a young age. The fact that my wife has the freedom to run her own business and not have to worry about what's going to happen if she has, an up and down month with her business. By the way, if you guys are in the Georgia area, I'm gonna plug that real quick now. Check out One's Dream Cakes and Treats. They're on. She does amazing work, and I'm not just saying that because I'm married to her. I'm actually probably the biggest critic when it comes to my own family and my own loved ones. So, but she's amazing. If you look here, there's a picture right here. My son actually drew that. He's on Nathaniel Animations on YouTube. So, like I said, I definitely try to make sure, they're taken care of and they can do the hobbies and the things that they want to do and not have to worry about things that shouldn't bother them. Family first, ensuring the family stays healthy. Absolutely. So, like I said, finding your why is important. So because of that, I use that. Does she ship? John, she will. We're working on that. Obviously she won't be able to ship cakes, but we're working on shipping other snacks and cookies, cupcakes, cake pops, Rice Krispie treats, macaroons, everything else. And then she even will ship like cake toppers for like your cupcakes if you have your own party and everything like that. So we're working on that. I will definitely keep you posted. I will retweet when she tweets. If not, I will tweet from her Twitter page, which I'll probably end up doing anyway. Cupcakes, yep. Yeah, she does. She will ship cupcakes fairly soon. But yeah, like I said, finding the why is definitely cool packaging. That's what we're trying to work on, the packaging. Finding the why is important because, like I said, there's going to be days where you're just not going to feel like it. There's going to be days where you don't have the motivation. There's going to be days where you're honestly asking yourself why you're doing this. So that why needs to overpower those moments of weakness. So, like I said, I don't know how much more to elaborate with that, but like I said, to me, that's my motivation. Like, anytime I'm dealing with anything frustrating and I'm like, man, I can't do this. I can't tell you how many times I've decided I was going to quit cybersecurity as a profession and just do it as a hobby and find another profession. And then I was just like, nah, I got to keep going. I mean, I struggled with that, honestly, earlier this year. Shout out to John, Jay Bizzle, and Ty Wilson. I actually kind of confided in them when I was kind of going through it. Like, listen, I'm just having a tough time. But they were there to kind of, help me and support with kind words. Like I said, my why being my wife and my kids, that was another reason. So that's why I keep talking about finding your why and using that as your weapon of choice when you get burned out and depressed. So I don't want to get too personal or too sappy, but like I said, definitely find what motivates you. It could be, like I said, it could be anything. The next question I had, the next thing I had was a couple other people had reached out and asked me about getting started in cybersecurity. And I had mentioned last week that I want to eventually get into coaching. I've started to take some like private ones just from people who've asked me in the past, just to see how how it works, how I like it, how they like it. And a couple people basically were asking me questions about how to get started. So we had a conversation. It was like, okay, well, what is it that you want to do? Where is it that you want to start? And they're like, I just don't even know how to start. So I'm actually going to use this time to help them out, because honestly, at the time I was like, listen, I'm not going to take your money for that. Like, This is something that I kind of preach all the time, and I wouldn't mind preaching again. But the best way to start is to start, right? The best way to get started is to do what you do every day. People use Google and stuff every day, right? So I get to use my little fancy whiteboard. So you guys can see me okay? Networking, Linux, security fundamentals. Okay, so so the first thing you, like I said, you do every day is you Google. Let me move this out the way. So can you guys see that? If not, I can make it a little bit bigger. But anyway, you use Google every day. And if you know how to use Google, you can find whatever you want. So you Google whatever it is. It does need to be a little bit bigger. You Google whatever it is you need to look for, right? So Santiago, like I said, you put networking, Linux security fundamentals. So Google Linux, right? Google Linux basics. I guarantee you, try to zoom in with the camera. I'm not sure if I can using, I'm on Restream, so, well, like I said, okay, so you probably can't see it, but yeah, so basically what you want to do is you want to just kind of Google whatever the topic is you're looking for, right? I guarantee you'll find at least the first 2-3 pages worth of information. You'll find a whole bunch of information that you don't have to pay for. That it'll be for free. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be books online. Listen, I will say if you have resources to books, I like to pay the author, or at least pay wherever the resources is, so the author kind of gets paid for their work. To each their own. There are resources online where you can find the books for free. I would just recommend that, like I said, especially in this field, people are spending lots of hours coming up with material. So you try to just, help them out. But yeah, like I said, YouTube is a gold mine. Shoot, Santiago, you're talking about networking. I know you've seen it. Go check out Jay Bizzle. Go check out John. I mean, the stuff he does with networking is great. And again, these are resources you're using every day. You're literally on Twitter right now. You can hit him up, or you can follow him on YouTube. You can follow him on Twitter, and you'll find a whole bunch of information before you spend that first dollar, right? So utilize these resources, right? I'll gladly help you if you really don't know how to do the research. Trust me, I'll help. But before you come to me or find any coach or any training, make sure you're doing what it is that you want to do, or you know what you want, and then ask for the extra help or the extra resources, right? So, already subscribed to John's channel. Good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when I decided I was going to make the jump into cybersecurity, before I took my first CEH class, I watched a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. I learned how to create a virtual machine. I learned how to use Nmap. I learned Nessus scans. I learned all this stuff on Google and YouTube before I even touched anything. And then once I got okay with it, where I knew the basics, then I paid the money for the course. Why did I pay the money for the course? Because now I'm being taught by an instructor who might be able to answer some questions that I wasn't able to get the answer to from my Google searches, or from asking the creator on YouTube. So I went down, when I went down to my ethical hacking bootcamp, I had a notebook full of questions already. it wasn't even so much about the test. Like I knew I was pretty much going to pass the damn CEH exam. It was more about how do I pivot? How do you make sure your Nmap scans don't get caught, or how can you mask them? How do you change your MAC address? What tool do you use for this? Like I had a whole bunch of different questions already that I had so I basically made them work for my money. And then I came back, took the exam, boom, I'm good. And now because I had that experience already with the certification, now I was able to get the job I wanted. But like I said, I did like at least 6 months of research and work on my own before I did anything. So you have to find that balance, right? Now, if you're asking about where to start in your career, it depends on how much you already know. So if you already have a solid foundation in tech and you're moving into cybersecurity, then you would just need to figure out what your specialty is. But for the foundation, I would always say make sure you know basic networking and make sure you know basic security. So make sure you get CCIE by 30. How you doing? I'm gonna jump over to your video soon. If not, I will definitely catch it later. If you guys don't know, CCIE by 30 is running a Facebook group. Please plug it in the comments so anybody who's interested can join. But yeah, so where did I leave off? Oh, basic networking and basic security. So Network Plus, Security Plus, or CCNA or CCNA Security. Those are definitely some places you want to start. Oh, you had to reschedule it. That sucks. Well, hey, put your Facebook page on there anyway. Then we can all watch it later or whenever you reschedule. Told you we here for the support. So so yeah, like I said, so you want to always have a good foundation. That's your foundation right there. If you're starting out in tech altogether, then I would say start out basically getting your A+ certification. Start with the A+, start with the foundation, understand that, then work your way to Network Plus, then work your way to Security Plus. At least have those 3, and then figure out what route you want to go in security. But that's how I would get started. That's honestly how I got started. I started out doing, I did A+, did IT work for a little while, Network Plus, did more IT work, Security Plus, and then there it is. And then moved on to cybersecurity once I felt ready to make that jump. The next thing is, again, like I said, start. So I hate A+. That's for people who, Marcus, I hear you. Hey, Marcus J. Carey, first of all, respect, sir. If you guys don't know, he is one of the authors of Tribe of Hackers. He just came out with the book, Think and Code for Kids. I actually bought mine, and my son is I'm gonna have my kids read it this weekend. But also check out his Twitch channel. He is offering, or he was offering free Network Plus and Security Plus videos. So I agree with you about A+, but like I said, we were just talking about if you're starting out from the very, very beginning. So yeah, like I said, I would definitely get the foundation before you move into it. Now you'll have some people who will tell you you don't need networking. I'm here to tell you that you do. You at least need to have the basic networking. You got to have some basic networking. You got to have that foundation. Why? If we tell you, still popping, absolutely. For security, you got to know what ports to secure or what ports to hack. So if, like I said, from a pen test, if you run an Nmap scan and they say, hey, port 22 is open, your networking will tell you, okay, that's SSH. Or you'll know the difference between TCP and UDP. You'll know the difference. So that'll definitely help you along the way, because you'll definitely need to know your ports. That's a given. So you'll definitely need to know about IP addresses, subnetting, subnet mask. You'll need to know about all of that. So you want to get that foundation, and then, like I said, it's just, at that point, it's just knowing what you want to do, right? So you'll have people say, "I want to get into cybersecurity," but they don't know the difference between offense and defense, red team, blue team, purple team. Um, if they want to be a SOC analyst, or if they want to be a pen tester, if they want to do like DevOps, or if they just want to be a programmer, they just they don't know the difference. But they say, "Hey, I heard it makes a lot of money." That's great, but this is again where you have to make sure your why is strong, because if you're just in it for one reason, when shit gets rough, that's not going to be enough to motivate you, right? For example, if like some people say, "Oh, I want to get into coding because then I can make an app, and I can be popping on the Google App Store or Google Play Store, and I can sell an app and get bought out by whatever company." That if you can do that, more power to you. But now, what happens when that code, you're trying to figure out that one line of code that's not working, or you keep getting that error back, that string error message or whatever, and it's not working, and you quit or you want to quit? What's that pushing factor? What's that factor that's going to push you over, that's going to keep you up at night, or that's going to help you take a step back but come back when you're ready to do it again, right? You can't, or to do that extra research. Again, a perfect example is, like I said, you guys probably heard me talk about this a bunch of times, but there was somebody who, we were at a family gathering, and they were like, "Hey, I want to get into tech. I want to get into cybersecurity," and they got their associate's degree or something in like computer science or something like that. And I told them, "Great. Well, you should probably look at getting some certifications." And his response was, "I don't want to read." He's like, "I see all the books you have. I don't want to read." Then what the hell are you doing in tech? Tech in general, not even just cybersecurity. How do you want to get into a field that requires a lot of research and a lot of reading, but you don't want to do it? But you want to do it because you figured, "Oh, I see that, you're living a certain lifestyle that I want." Great. Okay. But you guys can't see it, but I didn't go to college, right? But I busted my ass to get those certifications. Those certifications didn't just come because I rolled out of bed one day and said, "Oh, bye, babe. I'll be back in a few hours. I'm going to go get my CISSP, or I'm going to go get my MCITP, or I'm going to get my forensics or whatever certification I got." No, I read, practiced, studied, practiced, failed, practiced, failed, practiced, passed a practice exam finally, took the next practice exam, failed, reread, studied, reviewed. Like this shit is a grind, right? So you have to have that internal fire in you, that inside voice that's going to say, "Remember why you're doing this." If it was just about the money for me, I probably would have quit a long time ago, because there's a lot of different ways you can make money that don't require the work in the background. A part of you has to be willing to sacrifice, right? A part of you has to be willing to give up something that you enjoy doing to a certain extent. So, for example, like I played video games all the damn time. At one point, 2K was like my drug of choice. I was ranked like 150th or something at one point, years ago. And I had my daughter, and my daughter was great. I used to be able to hold her and still play online and talk crap in the mouthpiece and not wake her up when she was asleep. And then my son was born, and all of that stopped. I got my son, and then I tried to do the same thing, and I'm like, and as soon as I boom, he's up and he's moving it. But that was a hobby. And then when I decided I wanted better for them, it was all right. Well, what work am I willing to put in? So now it was like, listen, I'm gonna make sure you guys. I'm still gonna be present with my kids and present with my wife, but I'm gonna give up this video game stuff for a while. And a while turned into a couple years, and I mean, I still play occasionally, but I damn sure ain't good enough to be playing online with these kids now. But guess what? Now I can afford the lifestyle where my kids are being well educated. My wife is self-employed. And guess what? My son is in an esports league. So I live vicariously through him. But guess what? That work, that sacrifice for me made it worth it when I'm now able to do for them. Again, finding your why, because anybody who sat here and got any real certifications will tell you it's not easy. Like I said, the CISSP probably took some time off my life a little bit just because of that grind that I put myself through just to make sure I could pass on the first go round. And I still was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Like as I took the exam, in my head I was counting how many questions I thought I may have gotten wrong, and I gave myself a threshold. I think I gave myself a threshold at the time was something like 15, 20 questions that I could be unsure about, and I got to about like 19, and I was nervous, and I remember they ask you to review, and my thing is I don't like to review because I don't like to second guess myself, so I just kind of hit submit for the score, and that was like the most nerve-wracking time ever. And then when it definitely said and then I had to walk out, and then the lady had to print the paper, and then the paper ran out, so she had to put more paper in, and then I finally read it, and it was like, you conditionally passed. I let out a scream and ran out before they changed their damn mind. But that was also, like I said, that was also like 5 months of just, I still got these 2 books. I took an online course. I took the video course on Cybrary and a bunch of practice tests. And it don't stop and it don't quit. No, it never does, man. It really doesn't. Like I said, I've been able to slow down a little bit now. But I've replaced that grind of going into certification mode into building my people up, right? So even though I'm not grinding every night, studying, get with my head in a book, I'm grinding every night because now instead of taking a course, I'm trying to create a course. Or rather than trying to get coached or find stuff online, resources online to help me get better, now I'm trying to put that same energy into helping other people. And like I said, to do that, again, is my month of action, is to make sure I put out enough resources, I put out enough videos, I put out enough content, whether it's through my blog or whatever I got coming, so people have an area to know where to go. And if I don't have it, then I'll gladly point you to De'Ara, CCIE by 30, or Marcus, or JB, or anybody else. I will gladly point you in that direction, because again, I'm not looking for accolades. Like, if I wanted that, I would do something else, right? But I want to be able to sit there and say, okay, yeah, you can go about it this way, or you can come to me, or you can go to him, or you can go to her, you can go check out this person. So now that's what I've dedicated my time with. Like, I've kind of gotten past the certifications, with the exception of maybe some cloud search, and then I still got some unfinished business with the OSCP, and that's just because I let that get to me personally. So I will be back around to kick that certification's ass later on this year, but I definitely, like I said, I still want to chronicle that, whether it's like I said, and pull people with me. Like I remembered how hard it was for me to get my foot in the door, and to be quite honest, it hasn't been easy to stay because of the toxicity that we all know. What we mean when we talk about how toxic this field can be, with some people who feel like they should be there or not be, or you shouldn't be there, or you have to constantly prove yourself. So I'm like, my thing is, not only am I gonna sustain in here, I'm gonna open the door and I'm gonna let a whole bunch of other people in here who you felt like shouldn't be here, and we gonna be here, and we gonna crash the party, and we gonna make money, and we're all gonna support our family. And I might be going a little off right now, but oh boy, yeah, listen, I stay reading something, whether it's an article, whether it's a white paper, whether it's a book, a course. I'm always trying to make sure I'm on top of it. But like I said, not only for me, but now I'm better suited to help the next person. And my only thing is, I want that to continue, because when I first started out, I didn't know about Twitter like that. I thought Twitter was garbage when I first started out. I really, honestly, I've only been on Twitter like that for like the last year and a half, and I would reach out to different people. I'm not gonna name names. Maybe I will one day, but I'm not gonna name names right now because I don't want to be messy and I don't want to be petty. But I reached out to a bunch of people, some that looked like me, some that didn't, and no one responded. Or if they did respond, they told me they were too busy or whatever. And now that I guess I have a platform, or I have a little following, or whatever the hell you want to call it, a lot of those same people are now reaching out to me like, oh, we should work together. Oh, and like one guy literally reached out to me on my birthday and was like, man, happy birthday. We should do something together. We should do something together. And I'm all for that. But at the same time, I looked up at the last message that was sent in that chain between me and him, and it was me asking him for help. So 2 years ago, he didn't reach out to me, but now all of a sudden, because my blog post might have gotten posted, gotten shared a few times on LinkedIn or on Twitter, now all of a sudden it's like, hey, what's up? And you know what? To be fair, I might do something with him, because again, it's not about me, it's about helping the next one. So if I can reach out to somebody in his audience that'll help motivate them, I'll do it. But at that moment, I wanted to tell him what he could have did with himself. And the only reason I'm not really trying to say nothing too much is because I know sometimes there might be young folks in the room, or young folks watching. So, but again, this is like month of action, right? So I might reach back out to him, but this is the stuff this is the toxic stuff that I was talking about. And now, like I said, I don't want to be more of the same, right? I want to be like Marcus. I want to be like John. I want to be like Dara. I want to be like shit. She's not even in tech like that, but I want to be like Ari. I want to be like Taylor. I want to be like Ty Wilson. I want to be like Ian Coldwater. I want to be like Jason Street. All these people who sometimes you got to see someone's grind. And that's that. And to be honest with you, that's what I told myself. And that's why I said I'm probably going to reach back out, and I probably will accept that invitation to work together, because there are a lot of people Marcus is a scrub. Well, shit. If you a scrub, then I'll take that same level. But like I said, these are people that I look to, that I follow, that I'm like, man, not only are they, you know, great at what they do, they're giving back. They're trying to help. Like if you reach out to people and they're like, again, now that I'm starting to get a lot of messages, I can understand where you might not get back to somebody immediately, but at least get back. Or if you can't help, say, hey man, listen, I'm sorry, I can't, I just can't do it. I don't have the bandwidth right now, right? Holla at me in three months, 6 months. But to know, the part that just irked me was to know that you sent me a personal message, and the last correspondence we had with each other was 2 years ago, where it was basically me saying, hey, I've done X, Y, and Z, but can you please help me, point me in the right direction? I'm not looking for whatever. And you left me on red. To know that you saw that and then say, hey, how's it going? That didn't. Just keep grinding, keep helping people, and moving forward. I'm trying. And like I said, that's what the month of action is about. Because I keep planning and studying and planning and researching, and it was just like, now I got to make moves. Like I said, again, shout out to Nerd Nomad Mom, Ari, because it was literally her email and Stoke. Anybody who knows bug bounty hunting knows who Stoke is. If it was me, I would have ignored it. But I literally saw those either the same day or back to back, and it was literally like, oh man, I gotta make a move. I gotta do something, right? And then, like I said, and then last month when everybody was working from home, and it was like, now's the time to get it. Now's the time to get it. And like I said, I couldn't at that time. I was just, even though I was pushing it, I just didn't have it. But then, like I said, I saw Marcus like, yo, I'm on Twitter. I saw Marcus on Twitter like, yo, I'm going on Twitch and I'm just putting this out. And it was just like, all right, what's my excuse? Okay, I'm working full time. So is most of all these other people. All right, I got a wife and 3 kids to worry about. All right, I'm sure other people do too. So now it's just like, what's holding you back? Well, what if they don't respond? What if I go on a live and no one's there? What if I get negative responses? And honestly, I had to remember who I was before this. I had to remember that mindset of screw it, right? If I reach out to if I reach one person, I reached out to one more person than I did if I didn't do it. And that's what I had to tell myself, right? I had to tell myself, okay, they might not be on the live right now, but they might watch it on YouTube later. They might not be on the live right now, but they'll see it on Twitter. So just keep whatever, Like I'm in different groups and stuff like that, and everybody's worried about, oh, I get 10,000 views a month on my blog or whatever. I'm gonna be honest with you, AlphaCybersecurity.tech does not get 10,000 views a month. It does not. I think I got 10,000 views when my OSCP article came out, and I've never been able to repeat that. But that's content that I want to push out, right? That's content I want to talk about. That's content that I'm passionate about. So getting into cybersecurity, ethical hacking, pen testing, CTFs, but also helping people have security awareness at home. So it's like, screw it. So when people might want me to talk more about data breaches. I'm gonna talk about why you should. I'm gonna talk about why you should back up your data regularly. People are gonna want to talk about how to hack someone's Facebook account. Now I'm gonna talk about how to secure your stuff so you don't get hacked. This is the stuff that you got to do, man. I've seen your growth since the It's great to see. Salute, sir. I appreciate it. I stopped counting the views. I do too. Um, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I just know I don't make 10. I know I just don't get 10K views a month. Um, but like I said, I don't want to keep anybody too long. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of go over that. So just to recap, like I said, if you guys are doing anything, please use the hashtag month of action. Like I said, I want it to kind of be a resource for everybody to see it, and also to kind of cheer people on and keep it going. I want to continue to do these midweek stuff, these midweek check-ins, even though quarantine is being lifted in some places. Listen, people, my people, please, if you don't have to be out there, don't go out there, right? If I understand, we're definitely in a different, we might be in a different situation, but if you don't have to go out there, please. Like I've lost a couple people, I've had a few scares close to home, like that's real out there. So I do want to say that, but like I said, I want to keep pushing this midweek check-in even after the quarantine is lifted. So I want to do and I want to continue the month of action. Honestly, I don't even want it to just be 1 month. I want it to go into June, July. I wanted to keep doing that. So follow that hashtag, use that hashtag. If you guys haven't yet, please follow me on Twitter, djax_alpha. Same thing on Instagram, Facebook. Just search Alpha Cybersecurity, and also check out my YouTube channel. I'll have more content on that. Like I said, I plan on doing another live stream, which will be more technical. So for you guys who want to get into ethical hacking and pen testing, I'm getting back into that. Hashtag year of action. In time, we're gonna progress gradually. I have my notifications on. I'm pulling up. Hey, please do, man. It's an honor to even have your attention. Like, seriously, do you plan on dropping those OSINT articles? It's done. It's done. It's in the chamber. I'm just waiting to release it. I actually finished it the last week. So basically what I ended up doing to make myself feel better about releasing the OSINT article, I talked about the dangers of it. So I talked about doxing, and I talked about swatting and why you shouldn't do it. But I had to kind of fight that internal debate with releasing that, just because I've seen too many things that hit too close to home with that involve people using OSINT for the wrong reasons. But it's locked and loaded. I don't know when, I forgot when I scheduled it to publish, but it's there. It's there. So it's done. I you know what? I'll let you know the moment I release it, or the day before I release it, I'm gonna shoot you the draft. Deal. All right. So, yes, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. For those of you who are on Instagram and Facebook, you'll probably see me tomorrow, just because I haven't been able to stream on all resources. But I promised some people on Instagram that I would go on there as well. So, thank you all for coming out. Follow everybody in this chat right now. Follow each other, right? Follow Marcus, follow Dara, follow Roel, follow Santiago, follow JB. Everybody follow each other. Be that resource, because like I said, where you might be strong, one might be weak. And like I said, let's build it together. All right. Love, peace. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Cough in your shoulder. Kiss the kids. Practice social distancing though from everybody else. And y'all take it easy.